Wow. Wow. Just got off the phone. And you know what I got off the phone with? Somebody that said, Sino? Man, you need to check this out. I said, well, let me check this out then and see what's going on because this ain't making any sense to me. So I need to get involved. So next thing you know, I look it up and said, okay, I'm looking at what you're sending me. Now let me make some calls and find out what's going on. And it's clear to me what's going on. And I hope a lot of you guys figured it out by now. You know, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But for those who are not in the know, let's talk about why the Memphis Grizzlies have not did any type of negotiations on a release for a veteran player who's probably playing the last season of his career, Andre Iguodala. Now, Golden State lost a lot of weight when they lost Kevin Durant. Boogie Cousins wasn't coming back. But they lost one of their heart and soul players who was there when it all started, Andre Iguodala, right along with Livingston. You know, Andre was, given a heads up by the team that they were going to trade him in a salary cap dump to Memphis. The conventional wisdom around the league was that the Grizzlies would buy him out, and, this is probably his final year. He'd get to play with a contender one more season, and then he can go his own, separate way. Now, Memphis, of what is being reported now, they want Andre Iguodala to report to training camp, and they don't even want to engage any buyout with his agent, which will prevent him from, going out on his terms the way he wants to do it. Now, Andre Iguodala is vice president of the National Basketball Players Association, in case you guys didn't know that. And he's one of the league's most respected and desired people. And as far as the young, the older players, they all look up to him and say, this is somebody we respect in his game. He still plays at a high level. And, the young team that they got with the Grizzlies, I'm quite sure it's very valuable having somebody like him on your team. And when you have somebody like him on your team, it can help with your younger players. But if that's not something the player is interested in, then, it's a different type of situation altogether because they don't want to be there. You understand? It's kind of hard when you got people that don't want to be there. And they like, look, I don't want to do this role. Like, I'm not trying to be here another 3-4 years. Vince Carter, he's been doing this for the past 4 or 5 seasons. Like, hey, I'm okay being in the league, being a guy that's gonna mentor the youth. That's fine if that's what you choose and assign yourself to say, I want to do that. Andre Iguodala, he'll do that in his final season on the team that he's on that year. But he wants to play for a contender. He's somebody that's still valuable to a team that's, vying for a championship. So that's where he is with his game. Now, from the Grizzlies' perspective, they could wait to the trade deadline, and that way they can trade him and get something for him rather than to go through a buyout. And you got all the way to the trade deadline to make that happen. And I brought that up earlier in another video as to why he hadn't been moved yet. because I told them they're not going to agree to pay him that kind of money, period, to keep him there. They're going to move him. There's going to be a buyout. He's just too expensive to have for an entire season. It just wouldn't even make sense. Uh, I think mm, I think that they need to revisit some things here, but there's some other issues at hand. With John Moran being there and him being with Iguodala and starting off early in the season, yeah, they would want to go that route if you're Memphis, but this is kind of disrespectful. Seemingly, you just gave up a player that you could have kept in Dwight Howard just like that in the snap of a fingers. He was gone. You gave up everybody like this. Now, for Andre Iguodala, you're putting up all this fight to keep a guy who, having him off your books for cheap, would benefit you dramatically because he's very expensive to keep. More expensive than any of the other players you were quickly let go. Now, everyone was probably like, this is just a little bizarre here. Just a little bizarre. How is this procedure, or how is this really going about, like, in this way? It just seems very weird with this kind of activity and inconsistency when the Grizzlies is normally everybody's dump site. Now they want to try to act like they're a legitimate team. Now, if Iguodala gives up more than the price of the minimum contract to get the buyout done, well, you have to see how that plays out. But they're not even engaging in a buyout talk. So that's where the alarm is at. Why aren't they engaging in a talk for buyout at this point? That's very bizarre. And I know why. Because, boom, LeBron is back on the BS. That's what's going on. Oh, you think you can think it's a joke all you want. You can think that this is just some type of something that just fell out of the sky. But no. This is Bron and the Lakers at work. Oh, yeah. When they wanted to get something, they went straight over to the Grizzlies. Didn't they? Now, the logo going to have to get involved in this. Once it was looking like he was more interested in not going to the Los Angeles Lakers and going over to the Clippers. Oh, the Lakers wasn't worried because they going to tell the Grizzlies, look, we own you. You work for me. You are a flunky. You gonna keep Iguodala on that team, and you gonna make the Clippers trade you top dollar to get you if they want to get Iguodala. If he can't come on my team because we can't afford to get him, if we can't afford to pick up Iggy and he ain't coming here, we ain't letting the Clippers get him. And don't you agree to no buyout talk. I don't care what the conversation is. Don't you engage in it. Tell him he got to report to camp. But if we want to get him off our books, look, I'll handle that back end money. Don't you worry about it. You just keep him on the roster. You think that ain't what's going on behind the scenes? You better read in between the lines. These Memphis Grizzlies ain't gave a doggone. Why would they want to keep an expensive multi-million-dollar budget on their account and let everybody else go who wasn't even a third of what he's getting paid? in his final season. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You think this is an accident? That this just dropped out of a sky like some books? This is nothing but Bron at his work. Getting it all done again. Playing another politic behind closed doors, the dirty, no good scum that he is. Once again, shows up and rears his ugly head to perform another dirty deed. Blame James. That's who you blame in this scenario. Blame James. Oh, don't think it's a joke. Don't think we did it just to razz him up. If you don't think he have anything to do with this situation, you are the naive one. I'm not naive. And most of these people will leave before it even get to this point of the video. And you'll see them in the comment section where they don't even speak on it because they don't even know they lost. And that's when you laugh at them. Because they could have been speaking on this, but they chose not to. Well, we all try to do the best we can out here, the very best we can. So on that note, I tell you all, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell y'all to hit me up on the Cash App. And I really mean that. Hit me up on the Cash App or we are not going live. No more. Won't see us live on here no more. If I don't see people donating to the Cash App like they used to, showing support to the page, then the page will not support you. And that's just the truth. Roof.